Today, me and Ray are going to be doing a video on NBA 2K15.
Yeah, when we're trying to do basketball, we're playing this game about basketball. Go ahead. And then we're...
What?
Why the heck that guy why did he got in the net?
And thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports.
Okay, so we're just going to play for
this is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sideline.
Yeah, we'll
at the Staples Center, where the Clippers will try to turn it up on their home floor. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
All right, so I'm Cleveland and he's Los Angeles.
Waiters, the guards. The two stars.
Oh, you're supposed to press X.
At the 3 and the 4. And it's Verjao in at the center position. Here's James. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan.
Uh-oh. Wait, run over here.
The 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time. Now Verjao. Well, a question you have to wonder as we watch LeBron play in his prime, should we be more in awe, Clark, of him from a historical standpoint? He has a chance,
hey, press it.
as many people
hey,
think,
run
to
over
be
there,
the
run
best
over
of
there.
all time
Pass.
when he hangs them up.
He's right in that discussion. He's arguably already in the top 10.
That,
Actually, in my opinion, he is in the top 10. Clearly, right now, if he stopped playing, he'd be in the top 10 with a chance to be on some people's top 5 list. He's a once-in-a-generation kind of player, but so too were others. Oscar, Wilt, Elgin, and guys of that ilk. But I think it will be a long time before we see anybody quite like him in size, strength, and speed and skill.
Well put. The Cavaliers shooting their first foul shot of the game.
And you look at the numbers from a year ago, guys, this is a club that hit about 75% of its free throws.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession.
Take a risk with those long passes. They're lucky to
press it again, press it.
I just...
Love against Griffin. Griffin draws the double.
I just threw the ball to this guy.
More in awe of LeBron. It's just hard to imagine what he does almost on a nightly basis. Just some incredible things out on that court.
And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. The Cavaliers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Nobody near Irving. Offensive rebound. Cashes in for a double-digit lead. 8 points for LeBron.
Their offense has really come together immediately, threatening to run away with this game.
It's hard to imagine they'll be able to stay as high as they've been so far, but if they can, watch out.
Yeah, we were just trying to... Right now,
press it again, press it.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in.
Oh!
Fans and media have grown
now you press that when you shoot.
To LeBron's amazing play.
Now you press this.
Look that one up, folks. But I think deep down we all realize that we are watching something truly special when he plays and how he comports himself between the lines and outside of it. It's just a matter of really being able to recognize how he fits into the NBA's history books.
Oh.
Everything appeared to be lined up for Cleveland to get back into the playoffs last year, but that just wasn't the case. A lot of what-ifs for them last season.
And with another top pick on the roster, Kevin, and a youthful team, they were a popular pick before the season to play postseason games, but they still needed some seasoning.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. From deep. And another miss by Cleveland. And now for Cleveland. They still have the youth to grow, but with LeBron on board, the sky for them is the limit.
As are the expectations.
Griffin draws the double.
Persist.
And so it's Cleveland with it. And an intentional foul right there.
And one more note about Cleveland. Everyone will now assume that they will make the playoffs this year, but the ultimate goal is a title, something that hasn't happened in the city of Cleveland for any major sport in a long time. Probably 64, I think, maybe the last title.
Again, you're right on it. Los Angeles calls timeout. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played, Clippers trail by 13. Jordan kicks to Griffin. Jordan the pass to Griffin. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession.
That's a major mental mistake. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. He didn't know where he was on the court. That's a basic fundamental. You have to be alert to where you are.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Well, you know, starting last season, the NBA added a 3D camera system in every arena to track movements on the court. And some of the shots that those cameras get are remarkable. They can measure just about anything you can think of, and it's opening up a lot of different ways of measuring and dissecting the game. Another example of the overreaching arch of analytics.
And here's Cleveland. They've gone on a 13-0 run. James wide open. Another miss by James. DeAndre Jordan leading the NBA last season in 3 separate categories, Steve. Rebounding, slam dunks, and field goal percentage.
Yeah, those last two are related, of course. You look at the shot chart, and it's basically a green dot right around the basket. I mean, pretty much all of his attempts coming right at the rim, mostly on putbacks or lobs.
All right.
Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. No one near James as he lets it go. The long distance three is buried. LeBron's got 13. Paul with the ball. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change.
And for Jordan, last season with Doc Rivers coming in as coach, his role was clearly defined, laid out in crystal clear fashion. Defense and rebound. But Rivers put high expectations within that role.
I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you.
Defensive player of the year.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Thompson's checked in, and there's the call on James.
I got you. I was going to
That's his first foul. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Spencer Hawes is checked in for Jordan. Dudley comes in for Matt Barnes. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's Farmar in for Paul. And Cleveland with a change here, too. Marion's checked in. Davis is checked in for Blake Griffin. And Cleveland with a change here, too. Miller's checked in for Dion Waiters. Irving misses.
And Jordan playing full starters minutes for the first time in his career last season. Just about doubled his rebounds per game. Was a candidate for most improved player.
And there's an intentional foul, but I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Yeah, tough to explain that one. It looks like he just lost his focus.
Now here's Dudley. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
That's 2 unproductive trips in a row, ending in turnover.
And one thing you can't do is string together those kinds of possessions. It'll really snowball on you.
guys.
Here's Irving. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
They built a big lead here early.
Both defensively and offensively. They've been terrific right from the tip.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
Well, I tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And the other thing they're doing is forcing a lot of turnovers, and that's helping them to get easy points at the other end.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Irving.
And you will see.
And it's Miller penetrating.
You will see.
With the shot. And it's Dellavedova missing. Here is Davis.
Glenn Davis suffered that broken bone to his foot towards the end of the 2013 season, and that motivated him to slim down. He got down to the lightest weight he'd been since 8th grade, believe it or not, and still one of the strongest players in the league.
That one is off.
And one of the things that's amazing with Big Baby Davis is how quick on his feet he is for his size. I mean, this guy's, 260, 65 pounds. He's great at covering pick and rolls. He slides in to take charges, and with his strength, you're not going to back him down on the block. Forget about that.
Here's Dellavedova. Back to LeBron. He dishes it to Miller. From the wing, and he gets it to go. Miller's got his first basket. Now Farmar. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession. And you take a look at Big Baby, no question a good defender, Steve. Offensively, he can struggle, though, to finish over length.
Well, he's skilled. He's a good passer, and he can shoot from mid-range, but he's a below-the-rim type player, so he has to figure out how to use his body to get to the rim.
Clippers trail by 20.
We have some subscribers that...
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
The story for them in this half is how poorly they've hung on to the basketball. I mean, just giveaway after giveaway. You can't be effective and productive when you're doing that.
Yeah, they have enough turnovers for an entire game. I mean, this is just sloppy basketball, guys.
Now here is Davis. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Boy, this has been an ugly, ugly start to the game for them.
Ton of turnovers here early, and it isn't hard to see why they're down in the game. I mean, this is not good basketball.
Here's Marion. Oh, that's blocked.
Let me do this.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court. 9 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Nothing.
Wait, hold on. All right, pass it now.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And for the Cavaliers, this has been the game they wanted to have.
The defense was really impressive there, guys, in that first quarter. They came out focused right from the beginning.
And, Steve, that's a big part of why they're on top right now.
Big blunder there, and that could cost them.
Major blunder, and you're right. A terrible time for that to happen when they're trying to chip away at this deficit.
Blake Griffin down low and DeAndre Jordan. CP3 at point with Reddick there at the backcourt. And it's Barnes in at the 3. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter.
He's not doing them any favors making those kinds of mistakes.
Especially now. I mean, every possession's so important for him.
Irving's checked in for the Cavaliers. Waiters gets a wide open look. No good on the quick 3. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. The Cavaliers leading by 23. And here's Love from the arc. The offensive rebound. Oh, no, he may have gotten injured right there. He's in a lot of pain.
Yeah, he's not happy right now. You can see it's really hurting him.
Sure can, Steve. I mean, it's difficult to say exactly how serious it is, but hopefully we'll have an update soon.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Thompson's checked in. A 3 off the inbound. Second chance effort. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup.
What a finish with that hoop.
Try again with... I push it.
Yeah.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
No, that's okay. It's already true.
And stolen by Jordan. And here's Griffin looking for his first basket still in this one. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Big blunder there, and that could cost them.
Major blunder, and you're right. A terrible time for that to happen when they're trying to chip away at this deficit.
Now, here is Irving. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 25.
Kyrie Irving 3 seasons ago was the only rookie in NBA history to shoot as well as he did from the three-pointers, the field, and the free throw line. There's no question about it. He is an elite shooter.
Here's Paul, and they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
They have constantly shot themselves in the foot this quarter with all of these turnovers.
Yeah, pretty basic stuff, Clark. I mean, you can't score the ball if you don't have possession.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, guys, Kyrie Irving, the #1 pick overall back in 2011, a player who promised himself he'd play in the NBA when he was just in the 4th grade. He said that came from his father. Confidence, confidence, confidence. That's all my dad preached. He'd always tell me, Kyrie, you could be this, you could be that. My dad had more belief in me than I had in myself. Gentlemen.
You know, it helps having people boosting you up, Doris. Thanks. Thomas checked in for Cleveland. LeBron comes in for Sean Marion. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving.
Oh, my God.
That's foul number 2 for him.
Boy, that's his 2nd foul, and he does not want to pick up number 3 here. That'll mess your game up for sure.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation.
And mistakes this quarter have translated into 9 points at the other end.
They're really shooting themselves in the foot with this sloppy play, Steve.
No luck. And the Clippers will come the other way. Now here's Jordan. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard.
Guys, you keep trying to force the issue. Take the D head on. Sometimes it backfires, and that's been the case for him. He's trying to do too much.
Now here is Irving. And the shot is good.
And the D is having problems stopping the mid-range jumper. They're not really closing out on him as much as they should be.
Yeah, look at the numbers. 6 of the last 10 points have come by way of that jump shot, Clark.
That's 11 points off their turnovers this quarter, and they keep shooting themselves in the foot as a result.
Yeah, no way they can climb back into this game unless they start executing offensively. Well, it's kind
No,
of been
we're
the
not.
story here today, hasn't it, Clark?
Here's Paul. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession.
You know, it took a little while, but at the Staples Center now, the team to fear is the Clippers. They were tough here at home last year.
Now here's LeBron. He's got 16. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got his 4th rebound in this one. And here are the Cavaliers. Good momentum, 14 straight points. Well, guys, you were talking about with the Clippers, it wasn't that they would beat you here. Steve, they would blow you out here.
Yeah, I mean, their average win margin here at home last year was almost double digits. I mean, think about that. An average, they would win by a blowout here at Staples.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation.
Boy, a lot of points off their turnovers this quarter. Way too many.
Now, this game would be an entirely different story if they took better care of the ball.
And Cleveland again with the bucket.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
And here is Paul, looking for his first basket still in this one. Right side, Griffin. Back to Paul. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call.
Foolish play. I mean, he's got to be thinking out there while he's playing.
Well, the lead's only going to get bigger unless they shore up those mistakes. They've got to tighten things up here.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Miller comes in for Thomas. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving. Cleveland's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. And it's time for an injury report. Now let's check in with Doris Burke to see how Kevin Love is doing.
Thanks, Kevin. I just talked with Cleveland's head athletic trainer. Unfortunately, guys, he said it doesn't look good. We're into the heart of the season now, and that's the last thing this team wanted to hear. That's going to make their winter just a little bit longer, guys.
All right, Doris, really appreciate you finding out how he's doing.
Yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed and hope he's back out on the court soon.
Rehabbing is a tough process, Steve, and with any luck for him, it'll be a short one.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Spencer Hawes is checked in for Jordan. Dudley comes in for Barnes. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's Farmar in for Chris Paul.
Well, LeBron James having his nose broken last season by Serge Ibaka. Short of that, he can seem at times invulnerable. His durability, just one more thing that sets him apart.
Glenn Davis is checked in for Blake Griffin.
You know, normally when you dominate on the glass, it really shows up on the scoreboard, but not so much here today.
You're right, Steve. Typically, it is a good barometer that indicates who's winning, but not so.
Farmar kicks to Crawford. Farmar dishes to Crawford. Shot clock at 6. Davis, the pass to Crawford. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris.
Thank you, Kevin. Doc Rivers trying to help this Clippers team to the mountaintop. And Chris Paul said, I've never had a coach that wants to win as bad as I do, until Rivers. Rivers said, I'm just here to try to win. I always tell our players there's no guarantee to it. You have to be willing to get your hearts broken. Gentlemen.
He's getting him to lay it all on the line. Doris, thank you.
Okay, we're almost done.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
Now we're done? No. One more? No. Two more?
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
Then Leo's gonna come. Leo, right now you can play basketball.
That'll be a 5-second call.
You know, they can't afford to be playing so loose like that right now.
Exactly. I mean, this is when they need to tighten things up, firm things up, be more focused, not the other way around.
Stolen by Dudley.
Leo.
And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
Big blunder there, and that could cost them.
Major blunder, and you're right. A terrible time for that to happen when they're trying to chip away at this deficit.
LeBron, that's a 2-pointer, and it's off the back rim. No good.
No breathing room at all to take that shot.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Guys, that's his 4th giveaway. He really needs to be more efficient with the ball in his hands.
Fires it up. They get the rebound. Here is Zhao. Rejected by Hawes. They recover it. And gets hacked by the D. He'll go to the line. Cleveland shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. The free throw drops for Shawn Marion.
Shawn Marion with 15 years in the NBA, a very good 15 years, basically talked about retiring even though he was still playing well at the conclusion of last season. Although I guess he did have a change of heart.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
Almost.
Here's LeBron. 25 points in the game. From deep 3-point range. And again, LeBron missing. Now Hawes. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Man, a real mental lapse there at a terrible time.
Well, Steve, it would have been a big gap anytime, but especially when you're behind.
And he gets the bucket. Zhao's got his first bucket in this one.
Well, it's plays like that. Hustle plays on the glass and then staying with it, being active. It really caused some problems for that defense.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Inexcusable mistake for a team that's trying to get back into the game.
Yeah, I have no clue what he was thinking about there. As a matter of fact, he may have had his brain in neutral.
Here's LeBron. No luck.
Doc, what?
Done?
Yeah, now Leo's gonna play.
You hope you subscribe to our YouTube video. You hope you like it. You like football. Okay, and then we're gonna try. Hey! No! Don't you just take it away from my head.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
I know we've said this many times before, but I'll say it again. He had a great first half, just an explosive offensive
Sorry about
Just
that,
play
guys.
At the
We were
end of
just
the day, I
doing
wouldn't be
something.
surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had.
All right, now
He
Leo's
can
gonna
usually
play.
keep it going for all 4 quarters.
It's okay. There's more characters.
Well, suffice
Yeah.
it to say, Clark, some big changes for the Clippers going into last season.
Well, the unusual step of trading for head coach Doc Rivers and another trade bringing in Jared Dudley and J.J. Redick, which added spacing to their offensive attack.
On the court for Cleveland, Irving and Waiters, the guards. LeBron James is out there with Marion, and it's Verjao in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now Griffin, following the three-point attempt by Kyrie Irving. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half-court in time.
And for the Clippers, re-signing Chris Paul, an important step. He really pushed the team to make the trade for Coach Rivers and used his free agency to hold their feet to the fire.
Thompson, he's checked in for Sean Marion.
3 straight misses here to start the second half.
And the whistle blows. He decides to foul intentionally for
You have
some
the
reason.
ball.
Odd.
I'm
Leo.
not sure why you would foul right there. I mean, that's obviously not the smart thing to do, so a mistake there.
Griffin with it. Picked up by Thompson. They double-team Griffin.
And I think when you talk about the moves the Clippers have made, they're going in the right direction. I think that's pretty clear. Spacing to improve offensively, and a really good defensive mind in Coach Doc Rivers. Actually, one of the best defensive minds coaching in the league.
So it's the Cavaliers now. Cavaliers have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half.
You know, sometimes rest can
You
be
didn't
more
catch
harm
it,
than
Leo.
good.
Pass
It
me,
certainly
pass
looks
me.
that way for them. They've been cold
Hey,
coming
pass
out
me.
and have yet to find the bottom of the net.
That's a great
I
shot if there's
catched
1
it.
second left in the game.
Yeah, that would be the
I
good time
passed
to do
you.
it. Not now, though.
A shot by Thompson.
passed
No
you.
one's around. And what was that about?
I passed
Not a
me,
good
passed
shot
me.
right there.
Offensively, the struggles continue.
Pass
0
me.
for 5 to start the half.
I catch it. No, you caught it.
Here's Griffin.
Ah.
And it's going to be a 3-second call.
Man, a real mental lapse there at a terrible time.
Well, Steve, it would
I
have been a
passed
big
you.
gaffe anytime, but especially when you're behind. If he can
Oh, you
improve on what's
catched it.
been a shaky day
I
for him
passed
thus
me.
far, they could stretch this lead out.
Jordan
I
can't
catch
get it to go. Cavaliers shooting under 40% all in all for the game.
Oh, you caught it?
Here's Paul. And that's not even close. Here's LeBron. But they'll get another chance.
Oh,
Way
I
to play the
passed.
boards and come away with the offensive rebound.
Thompson with the bucket.
Now it's about time somebody score. This is ugly.
Yeah, grit and grind ugly. That's how I would describe it.
Pass
Every
me,
bucket
pass me.
counts double in a game like this one.
Pass
or at least
me.
it should count double.
Tristan Thompson, a really nice hustle player
Oh,
and
thanks,
defender.
Leo.
Chance to be a double-double guy. But, you know, as a former number 4 pick overall, I think expectations were probably
I passed to
a
you.
little too high for him. But he's turned into a very solid NBA player.
Up again, Jordan.
What?
Sends it home for the putback.
That kind of putback turns a simple rebound
That was a
into
nice
highlight
one.
play.
He assaulted the glass, you're right, then assaulted the rim.
Yeah, now that's getting the job done. On
Oh, he got it.
my goodness.
Oh,
Count it.
what a shot.
The only thing crazier than him taking that shot is that he actually hit it.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Well, he's forcing the issue out there, guys. No question. He's really struggling trying to take care of the ball.
Here's Irving. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Griffin's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Make it. No, I'm
And
here.
here is
I'm
LeBron.
right here.
He's got
I
25.
was here.
Oh,
Here's Verjao.
Hey, I'm behind
Rebound
you.
by
Right,
the
pass me.
Clippers.
Here you go.
Here's Jordan. Doesn't get the full court heave to
Oh,
fall.
God.
In this quarter, he's really been off the mark. He just looks a little bit unsettled.
oh, sorry, I didn't see you.
Here's
Right,
Paul.
pass me.
Quiet so far offensively.
Don't
Searching for
toss
his first
it.
points of the game.
I
pass
have
me.
no idea why he was fouling there.
And even the foul, I mean, you can't be wrapping guys up like that. I mean, it just doesn't make
passed
any
me.
sense. That's the meaningless play.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anderson Verjao. That'll be his second foul of the game. Miller's checked in for Cleveland. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
Super defensive play. I mean, if that pass gets through, it's probably 2 points.
And he knew that. He knew if it gets through, it's a score. So that's why he sold out for it and got a hand on it.
Here's Griffin. That's blocked. Here's Irving.
That's me.
They get a hand on it.
And it seems like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Sean Marion, he's checked in for Cleveland. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Dion Waiters.
Pass me,
Here's
pass me.
Barnes. The full court prayer falls off target.
Nothing dropping for him, so I think in the best interest of his team, he may need to think about not shooting right now.
The full court Hail Mary is offline. Well, the Cavaliers shooting poorly, just 35% so far.
Seems like he's gotten every single rebound today.
Glass eating at its finest. I mean, you're not going to see a guy with 20-plus boards too often. That's an impressive number.
A big group substitution here for the Clippers. Spencer Hawes is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Davis comes in for Blake Griffin.
Me.
Jared Dudley's checked in for Matt Barnes. And it's Farmar in for Paul. Brendan Haywood, he's checked in for Cleveland.
I'm behind your
You know, every year there are a handful of teams in the Eastern Conference that buck the trend against the West, and last year Cleveland was one of them.
And Kevin, as you said, most teams in the East struggled out of conference, but Cleveland was pretty solid against the West.
Match
And
this.
they'll be even better with LeBron.
Absolutely. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
I'm coming.
1:29 left to play here in the third. And it's the Clippers with the ball. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points.
Oh,
It was almost
sorry.
like he was surprised to be that wide open, yet he knocked it down.
Miller's gone 2 of 4 from the field.
I
And
passed
for
me.
the Cavs, it didn't show up in the win column, but a lot of their losses to teams out west were close competitive games.
Here's Hawes. Soft touch off the glass. Hawes got his first
57
points of the
to 5,
game.
Leo. Good job.
And here's Irving.
You want the ball?
He's got a try
I knocked you on the.
from midcourt. Offensive rebound. A second chance effort. Haywood, no good.
Catch
Here's
it.
Dudley. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession.
20 seconds on the shot.
So it's the Cavaliers now. From half court, it's hauled in by Los Angeles. Crawford's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
You want to catch it?
Well, really, it was against the Southwest Division they struggled. A lot of East teams struggled against those teams, though. 6 teams from the East had 1 or less wins against the division all season.
Always tough.
Oh
when
yeah?
the East goes
Oh yeah?
out west.
You want to be like that, Leo?
That's
You want
the
to be
way
like
to
that,
work the
Leo?
ball in close to the hoop, guys.
And here comes Irving.
Nope, you didn't pass it to me. Oh yeah, you try to get me now, huh?
That is good. Irving's got 5 points in the quarter.
And their interior defense getting exposed once again.
Here,
How
hold on,
many
hold on.
open looks at the rim are they going to allow?
Here's Farmar.
3.
He
Pass
hasn't
it.
yet put up any points in this one. Pass to Davis.
Wait, no. Pass
On its way
it.
from Dudley for 2. No good.
You got it. You
And
got
at the
it.
end of the third quarter,
You got it.
After this one. Okay. Press B.
and it's time now to reveal our State Farm assist of the game. Today, Steve, it's a big man winning the honor.
Man, it was a no-brainer. This assist was really out of this world. I mean, he had a great understanding of the situation and where the ball had to go.
Here's Dellavedova. We've got Jared Dudley. Spencer Hawes out there with Glenn Davis. Then
That's
there's
me.
Reggie Bullock. And it's Farmar in at the point. That's who's out there for the Clippers.
I didn't catch it.
Second chance shot. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
You know, they can't afford to be
I got
playing
it.
so loose like that right now.
Exactly. I mean, this is when they need to tighten things up, firm things up, be more focused, not the other way around.
Yeah.
Here is Hawes. The Hail Mary from beyond half court is off target. Cleveland's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter.
He's really slowed down a bit here in the second half. He hasn't converted a 3 yet after the tremendous first half he had.
For Cleveland, they've gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Thomas. The half-court bomb falls off target. And here are the Clippers now.
Don't catch it yet.
Here's Bullock.
Yeah.
And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. Haywood's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. A few possessions into the 4th quarter, just over a minute played. And here's the intentional foul, but you know it's coming here at a very inopportune time.
Yeah, that's a bad play there. I mean, that can really cost you the game. You've got to be smart when you make those intentional fouls.
Blake Griffin, he's checked in for the Clippers. Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation.
A lot of things get talked about with the NBA and the playoff structure. And, you know, there's been some mention about opening things up in the near future. One thought is to have more teams make it in and have a play-in round between the bottom teams.
And the Clippers making a change here. Wilcox is checked in. Cavaliers shooting just 31% in the game. Here's LeBron. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
The Clippers have to do a better job guarding against James.
25 points. And talk about the 3-ball for him. Wow, unbelievable from long distance.
Yeah, you are right, Clark. I mean, it's been fireworks from deep. He's just so dangerous out there.
The Clippers were already an above-average defensive team when Coach Doc Rivers took over, but he wanted to see them guard the 3-point line a little better and improve their transition defense as well.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. Out of bounds, Cleveland will take possession.
And with head coach Doc Rivers coming from the Celtics, he had a top 10 defense 6 years running. More of the same with the Clippers. Not an elite defensive team, but they compete.
From deep.
Catch it. Catch it.
And another
I should have catch it.
Cleveland.
You know, normally when you dominate on the glass, it really shows up on the scoreboard, but not so much here today.
You're right, Steve. Typically, it is a good barometer that indicates who's winning, but not so.
Anderson Varejão's checked in for
All right,
Brendan
catch
Haywood.
it. Catch it.
And Clark with Reddick and Dudley, people question
Catch
their
it.
ability to defend.
Catch
Not
it.
the longest or the most athletic. Is their defense that bad?
Not as bad as people want to make it out to be because they're experienced veteran players who understand how to cover up their weaknesses, and their teams have been able to do that. So I think they bring
Catch it.
enough value in other areas that the defense that they don't play
Catch it.
can
Catch
be a
it.
real
Okay,
hindrance.
catch it.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, he had a really good look. I mean, he'll knock that down more often
Yeah,
than
thank
not.
you.
Here's LeBron. It's offline from half court.
Not sure what he was thinking there. That's embarrassing.
You think? I mean, come on now. Doesn't he realize there's a game going on here?
Cleveland with the ball. Here in the 4th quarter, their defense has been very strong. No baskets.
Well, you look at the turnover numbers. All of them came in the first half, so they really turned it around after intermission.
Here's Farmer. And the officials call a traveling violation.
You were
This
traveling.
last draft class was one that had been hyped up for such a long time with the big names, primarily Wiggins, Parker, and Embiid, all being viewed as potential franchise players. I'm not quite sure of that, but they certainly are tremendous talents. A lot of teams knew that, and it became a bit of the race to the bottom for some franchises.
Cleveland will take possession. The Cavaliers shooting a low 30% mark from the field. Lucas kicks to Dellavedova. LeBron drives in. Lets it go from 14. And that's going to be a travel.
Well, I tell you what, after turning the ball over so much in the first half, guys, he's really settled down nicely since and doesn't have any turnover since the break.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation.
You're zombie.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th. It's tipped and stolen by Jordan. Here's Wilcox. The full-court clear falls off target.
Oh yeah, Thomas is on the
Thomas
Gatorade
inside.
right now.
Davis is on it. Takes it from 10. And the jumper falls for him.
Oh, there you get. Whoa.
turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Well, a new award in the NBA starting 2 seasons ago to Twyman Stokes' best teammate, and the first honoree was Chauncey Billups.
Spencer Hawes is checked in for Glenn Davis. Sean Marion, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Miller comes in for LeBron. Here's Dellavedova, and it doesn't even draw either.
You're going to lose, kissy kiss.
And they call the 8-second violation. Time getting it up court. And the names of that award memorializes the incredible story of Jack Twyman and Maurice Stokes. Stokes, an NBA All-Star in each of his first 3 seasons, but in a game in 1958, he took a hard fall, hit his head, and thereafter became paralyzed.
One of the saddest and most moving stories in the history of sports. Stokes was waived by the team, and his family couldn't afford his gigantic medical bills, but his teammate, Jack Twyman, worked tirelessly on his behalf. A tremendous story of love, caring, and service in a tough situation.
Here's Dellavedova. Hawes with the rebound. Hawes got his 6th rebound on the night.
And we head to the final buzzer in a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance. This will go in the books as a really gaudy win for the Cavaliers.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capabilities.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for him, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And you have to look back at this and see what a huge game it's been for James. Every time he shot it seemed like it was just going to drop in, and nobody was surprised.
1:16 left in the 4th quarter of this one. Here's Hawes, and the officials call a traveling violation.
Well, the league is making a push for more transparency with its officiating since last season, and I really think that's the way to go. They're sharing memos with teams and the media, and I think it's a great step, really, because, again, with all of the information and technology available, fans are able to see more, and their expectations are higher. And when you can do it at a higher level and to help get things right, I think transparency is a good thing from the official standpoint. Help people understand how difficult their jobs are and the great job that they do as officials.
That'll be a 5-second call.
You know, since halftime, he's been hesitant with the ball in his hands. First half, he was flawless with his decision-making, but not so here in the second.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation.
Boy, another costly turnover, guys. That's 4 turnovers in the 4th quarter alone.
There are a lot of possessions left on the table, and he's been the culprit. I mean, he's got to squeeze the orange, young fella. Take care of the ball.
Peeps. Today we're going to be playing Peeps. Peeps. Peeps.
And the Clippers
Hey, Peeps. You don't mess with Thomas, Peeps. Man, these Peeps.
1:04 left in the 4th quarter. They get it again, and Verjao kicks to Dellavedova.
Well, he's gone without a field goal, and that certainly is below par for him.
Yeah,
His team
Peeps.
has still found a way to get it done.
Well, the fans
Oh,
already
yeah,
heading
Peeps.
for the exits, clearly not pleased with the way their home team played here today.
And they shouldn't be pleased. I mean, it's a very well-deserved win, Steve. They came into this building and weren't intimidated at all. They were the aggressors.
Ball's knocked loose, and that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Wilcox. Puts up a prayer. Bullock with the rebound. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Big blunder there, and that could cost them.
Major blunder, and you're right. A terrible time for that to happen when they're trying to chip away at this deficit.
It's stolen by Davis.
No, you're not dead yet.
Now Farmar.
You died.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Boneheaded play, guys, plain and simple.
Yep, brain fade is what I like to call it. There's no way they're getting out of the hole making mistakes like that.
No one near James as he lets it go. And another miss by Cleveland.
Too bad.
And that's going to be a turnover. They call for 8 seconds.
Boneheaded play, guys. Plain and simple.
Yep, brain fade is what I like to call it. There's no way they're getting out of the hole making mistakes like that.
From outside the arc, can't get it to fall. And
LeBron, for so many years, a Doc Rivers coach team has stood between you and what you have always tried to achieve. Now, of course, Doc with a new team, and you shared a moment with him after the game. Do you mind sharing what he said?
You know, the way he keeps his guys prepared and mentally in tune throughout the whole game, throughout the whole season, you know, that's a great quality in the coach, and I wanted to share that with him. So wish him the best.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
all right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan player of the game, LeBron James.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and hit that notifications. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Hey, I was playing with you.
It's already finished.